888-763-1242. And email JiggyJaguar@JiggyJaguar.com.
Oh, we're back. Where's our rapper? Or our rock and roller? I don't know. We'll figure it out. I guess until we have our rappers or our rock and rollers or whatever you call us. Wait, there it is. Okay, maybe not. The postman always rings twice. So we know it wasn't the postman. I don't know what that makes reference to. We've got a rock and roller or a rapper or somebody gonna call us. And download our app, jiggyjaguar.us. Stream the show live, 24/7 replay, exclusive news and programming information, and of course, they are calling me on my cell phone, which is always fun.
Number you have dialed is not in use.
It's not in use?
Dialed is not in use.
That's the weirdest thing in the world, because they're calling me on that number. Let's do this. Let's call them on the old skip.
Paranormal stuff going on over there.
Apparently, the phone is haunted by the ghost of radio's past. I don't know. We need to have you guys, we need to set it up to where you guys could go investigate Access TV. I think there's some ghosts there.
I talked to
Talk to Marnie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to have insurance to do it.
Hello?
Hello. You just called us. I believe you're my interview.
Yeah.
This is Jiggy. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Pretty good, actually. We have the Central Kansas Paranormal Society in our studio today, and when you called my phone, and I went to call you back, and the phone told me, "Oh, this number's no longer in service," and I'm like, "That's garbage, because you're calling me from that number right now." So I decided, well, I'll call you on Skype instead. So we have you now. Now, give us a little bit of an introduction on yourself, so people know who we're chatting with here today.
Okay. I play bass guitar for a band called Shallow Point, and we're based in Tennessee. We're kind of a hard rock, metalish type band.
That's cool.
And we've been together probably 7-8 years, I guess.
So we got Heather with us from Shallow Point. Of course, Shallow Point is a big deal. Tell us, guys. I'm looking at your pictures on the old Facebook here. You guys have done a heck of a lot. Tell me a little bit about how the band got started and everything.
Well, how we got started? Well, we just, of course, we started playing music, and we just kind of got more and more serious with it, and we went to a really professional producer and learned a lot from him. His name's Travis Flowerick, and sort of just took off from there. I kind of based that as our starting point because we were around before then, but we were not as serious, as we were after we come out of the studio. Had a really good album and really excited about it and had learned a lot. And so that was kind of our biggest turnaround as a band, I think. Things really started to move for us after that.
That's cool. Now, we've got Heather from Shallow Point with us today. You guys are doing lots and lots of things. Tell us a little bit about your stage show. What is the stage show like for people who have never seen you before live?
We're pretty high energy, and we've done a lot of. We have several different shows. Some of them we have some characters that come on stage with us that are dressed up that were actually in one of our videos, and they don't always get to do every show with us, of course, but those are always really fun. But yeah, we just rock, I guess.
That's cool. That's cool. Well, we've got Heather from Shallow Point with us today here on our Sunday radio program, and we're going to get back back to it with our Central Kansas Paranormal Society folks here in a few moments. We're going to talk about their haunt at Smedley's Tavern. We're also going to talk about the fact that I'm trying to organize a professional wrestling adventure with them and some of the wrestlers around here. And now you've got a lot of cool experience with music. How did you get started doing music in general?
Actually, my mother played in a rock and roll band, and she was a singer, and they needed a bass player, and I just sort of got thrown in there on bass with her band. This was, of course, years ago, but
Yeah.
That's how I really got started, and then kind of discovered I was actually pretty good at it.
That's cool.
I learned quick, picked it up really quick, and so, yeah, that's how I got started doing it. And then I met my husband, and he's a singer, and his whole family, they just play. And so that's kind of how we both got started, We both had a real work for it, a big interest in it, so it just kind of went from there.
We got Heather from Shallow Point with us today here on our famous Jiggy Jaguar radio program, and next week on our broadcast we will talk to Kenzie or Piper Lou Renee, whatever you want to refer to her as. And also today we were supposed to be joined, and he hasn't shown up yet. Burgess Martin was supposed to be here, and he was going to play two guitars at once, so that's always fun. But hello, we've got hello out there to all the Shallow Point fans checking in with us today here on our broadcast. Now, tell us a little bit about some of the music and some of the videos and things you have up on YouTube.
We did do our own videos. We
That's
produce
cool.
and shoot most of our own videos.
That's cool.
Which I guess is sort of unusual from what I found out, that not a lot of bands do that on their own,
Yeah.
but we actually love it. It's a lot of fun. It's probably the funnest part of it. It's for us, because you really get to put your own creativity into it, your own ideas and stuff. And we also just released a brand new single. It's called Fractured.
Fracture.
And, yes, and we're working on a video for that.
Okay.
And I don't have a time date for it yet, but it's coming along really good so far. I'm really excited about that one, too. So.
We've got Heather from Shallow Point with us today here in our broadcast, and we are going to play a little bit of Fractured. It's a clip from their YouTube page, so we're going to play that. We're going to put her on hold on Skype and play that, and when we come back, we've got more coming up here on our big broadcast. Right now, it's Fractured by Shallow Point, and
That sounds pretty good.
that was a little bit of Fractured by Shallow Point, and of course it's just a little hint of their new upcoming single, and you can get it at shallowpoint.bandcamp.com. And now Heather joins us back here on the old Skype audio, and now you guys are doing all sorts of different things. I know you've got a lot of cool things planned. What do you have coming up at the beginning of the year here?
Well, we're hoping to get out further in the beginning of the year.
That's cool.
And, of course, hopefully get our new video out by then.
Yeah.
And the holidays kind of slow bands down a little bit, because so much going on,
Yes.
So we're kind of on a little bit of a hold right
I'm
now.
not a big fan of the holidays because it does do that. It slows everything
They mess
down.
everything up, don't they?
Yes, it does. Now, before we let you go, how do we get you guys online, social media, lots of stuff?
Honestly, best Facebook is on Facebook. They can add me at Heather Shallow Point on Facebook or the actual band page, Shallow Point. We like Facebook the best because we can actually talk to our people, keep up with people and get to know people. And we actually make, really good friends there. So that's my favorite place. Of course, you can get us on Twitter. Shallow Point 1, I believe. Shallow Point Official, and then on, of course, on YouTube is I believe it's just Shallow Point Official.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to do this. We've got to move along, my friend, but I appreciate you making time for us today.
All right, thank you so much.
Definitely. We'll talk to you soon. Appreciate it. That was Heather from Shallow Point, and get a hold of them online. Shallow Point is an upcoming rock band, and we've got more coming up. When we come back, we're going to talk to our Central Kansas Paranormal Society folks about Smedley's. The Adventures at Smedley's, which I think is, I bet that was just a psycho circus up there. So we will talk to them when we come back. And also still to come, Lance Chafin, the Midwest Mangler, the anti-bullying guy. He's not so much of an anti-bully. He's more like a bully. So we'll talk about that. We'll also talk about Derek Ellis, the big star stage and screen, Merrick McMichaels, whatever the hell you want to call his ass. We placed a fight challenge to him last week. We will talk about that, his response, later on. When we come back, we'll talk about Smedley's with the Central Kansas Paranormal Society back here in a few moments.
The first thing that's on my mind is you got some bad breath.